Okay. You have 2.5 year experience with React, isn't it?
Yeah, React and Node as well with MySQL, not MongoDB.
Okay. Okay. So, which version of React you use in your project?
6.8, 16.8.
Okay. Can you tell me life cycle methods that are present in 16?
Life cycle method means initial phase, mounting phase, and unmounting phase, and yeah, these are the component did mount, component will mount. These are the method.
Okay. Can you name those methods?
Means
Name those methods that we use sequentially from the mounting phase to unmounting phase.
yeah, get first of all initial phase in which we will define the life cycle in which states and props, initial states, and get props. Okay, get default props, get initial state. These are the first method. Then component will
Get default props.
sorry,
Like what you said. What's the first life cycle method?
initial phase.
Initial phase is the life cycle method. It's I guess it's a category, right?
Yeah,
It must
first
have
of
life
all,
cycle method.
as we start the loading of that component, that is first you get default props and get get initial states. Okay,
Okay.
after that component will mount, and then
Okay.
component did mount, then render.
Okay. In 16, is there component will mount?
In 16, sorry,
In 16, React 16, is there a component will mount or is it deprecated?
in 16.18.8, which I am using, in that
Hmm.
component will, but not in earlier version. I don't idea.
Not in earlier version, but it is there in 16. Component will mount.
Okay,
Okay, I'm asking, like, is it there? Component will mount. Is this the name?
component will mount
Is it there in 16 version?
in version 16.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, okay. Okay, where would you put Ajax call in React?
where will I put in
Yeah,
component
Ajax call.
did mount,
And why?
because after rendering our component, then we will call if there is any event in that, if we want to fetch any information of the user information, then we will
Hmm.
click on that, and then we will call ajax component did mount.
Okay. Okay. So if we are using the class component, okay, so we have a state also. So if I want to update my state, which method I would use?
Set state.
Set state. Is there any other method that I can use to update my state?
I can directly change the state, but it will not render to the our real DOM. It will only render virtual DOM, so it will not reflect on that.
Okay. Okay. Can we add second arguments to our set state?
Yeah, yeah, I can.
Means
Yeah, if you want to add any callback function, then we will pass that. If you want to
okay.
add console, yeah, sorry.
Okay. Can I pass function as an updater instead of object
Function
in
as
set
a,
state? As an updater, we update our state with the object, right?
yeah,
Generally. So can I use function instead of that?
yeah, I can use,
You can use that.
yeah,
Okay. What's the difference between post, patch, and put?
post.
Patch and put.
If we want to update, if I want to insert any data and we want to form value post to the server, then we will use post, and in for updating we will use put, and in patch, if in input we have to pass complete information.
Hmm.
Okay, input, we whatever, if we want to update or not update, we have to pass that in an object, but in patch we have to pass particular that information which we want to update.
Okay. Is there any other specific difference between patch and put?
Patch and put, no idea. I am using that.
No
Yeah,
idea.
yeah,
Would it update the record? Both are using to update the records, right?
yeah.
If I don't have any record in my database, is there any like, are they going to work differently? in that case
Yeah, yeah,
if I
yeah,
have
yeah,
no
yeah.
record?
I got the point. Actually, in a put,
Uh,
if there is data not available in the data, then it will insert the data. But
okay.
in patch, it will not. It will only for updation.
Okay. Okay. Have you worked on single sign-on authentication?
Single sign-on authentication. Yeah, I have not worked on full stack. I have worked on PHP that time. Earlier, I have worked
Okay.
on single
So
sign-on.
you have idea about that? Can you elaborate something on this?
Yeah, for that we are managing the login details in the database. Okay,
Uh-huh.
in database, in MySQL database. If there is a, if it let's consider there is a one portal 1, and there is another portal 2. If user
Uh,
is login from portal 1,
uh,
and if it and if with if there is that if login 1, then we will store the session of that user. Okay,
mm,
and in a particular case, if the same user is using the, I will store that in the local storage of the browser. Okay,
mm,
information. And if
mm,
user tries to open the second portal, then
mm,
we will check that there is any information regarding this user. And if there is an information, then they will continue to that portal. But we will always check authentication of the user. After we will not ask the user password to the user from the second portal, but we will check in backend. That is,
okay.
yeah.
How you will check in backend? Is there any other mechanism that you will check that user has already logged in?
Any mechanism, I will I am simply using the uh, our authentication process in the with the which we have used stored in the data in the local storage by the help of that.
Okay. Have you worked on JWT?
Sorry.
JWT? Have you worked on
JW,
JWT?
Java Web Token, JavaScript Web
Mm.
Token.
So, do you know the structure of JWT?
Yeah, in this we are, if I, let's explain the concept of process. Okay, first of all, if there is any request from the client,
Mm.
okay, then we will check the authentication, user authentication in the database, from the database. If it is exist, if not exist, then we will respond as a invalid user ID password. If it is exist, then we will create a token, sign in by using the sign functions. Okay,
Mm.
JetBlue, and create this token, and we will return to this token to the our client. And in every
Mm.
request from the client, they will pass the authorization bearer in the request.
Mm.
Then we will again check if this token is exist, then I will continue the browsing.
Okay, that's the process flow of JWT, but I'm just asking about the structure. Like there are three level of structure, like with JWT.
Three level of
Three,
structure.
exactly, as in like there are three things that we send in the JWT. There are three things differently.
Yes, three things which we pass our secret key, user
Uh,
information, and time.
okay. Okay. So, what's the difference between authentication and authorization?
Authentication means user is authorized to use a particular page or not.
Mm.
Okay, means login is the authentication, authorization is the for the role. Means
Mm.
user has login, but it is the, it has the right to access that page.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. Can you tell me some cases where I can use refs in my React project? Some
ref
cases.
refs.
Mm. Yeah, ref.
Yeah, refs I have used one times in our left menu. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, in a left menu I have used for the refs, for the particular div I want to
Mm.
hide on a event, that if means I have at that time I have left menu, in that multiple menus are there, and okay,
Mm.
and we want to hide that menu, then I have
Mm.
used that to identify the node, our div node, to hide
Uh-huh.
that. Yeah.
Can we use state instead of ref?
State.
State that you're talking about to detect whether that is hidden or not, that's hidden or not. So can't we use state instead of ref at that point?
Instead of yes, I can use.
You could use. So, is there any particular use cases there where we have to use refs? Any particular use cases? Because I don't think like we can use refs so easily, like in ID
Yeah.
or you know. So, is
Uh,
there any particular use case? No.
no, no idea.
Okay. So we have keys in React, right? So why we use keys in React?
To, if we are iteration means there is an object with multiple data, multiple users, then for the identifying a particular row, we will use the key.
Okay. So is there we have index? We can use index as a key, right?
Yeah.
So in which cases we can use index or we can use index anywhere as a key?
In which case, no idea.
Okay. What are pure components?
Pure component is we can say that in if there is no rendering, means if there is a case that in our state and props there is no changes in the our DOM elements. Okay,
Mhm.
means same request, same props, same state. If there is no changes in the our rendering, our DOM value, then we will use the pure component to avoid the
Okay.
re-rendering.
Okay. Is there any limitation to use the pure component and we can use pure component anywhere instead of normal component?
if
Is there
if
any
if if,
limitations?
if there are multiple time changes, okay, means
Hmm.
update frequently updation in the in the node, then we will not use pure component, only for the not render case.
Okay. Have you ever faced cross-browsing compatibility issue with React?
Cross browser compatibility codes, yeah, actually I have allowed all the codes, but not idea.
You never face any cross-browser or something is working on
Yeah, I
what?
have earlier I have faced while pushing data to other server, then I have
Uh-huh.
faced, yeah, but not in React.
Not in React.
Yeah.
Nothing distorted once you are opening something in Chrome and something in IE 9 or 10. There was no difference.
No idea.
So, what is prop drilling?
Sorry.
Prop drilling, prop drilling.
No idea.
Okay. Mm, okay, is set state asynchronous or synchronous?
Asynchronous.
Why?
Why? Because if it is taking time, then it must not our next step should be not block, and it will continue.
Okay. Okay. If your React application is working slow, how would you investigate that, or what measures you will take after investigations?
I will try to avoid the re-rendering of the functions, our component multiple times re-rendering. Okay, in that case, I will try to not reload multiple times, and
Okay.
as possible as I will try to use pure component HCL.
Okay. Okay. So, can you create a React app without using create React app library?
Without using.
React, there's a library, right? For with using CLI, we create
Yeah, yeah,
right.
I can use manually by installing the our modules and create the folder structure, but it will be complicated for too much because by using create React app we have this predefined skeleton, so that I can use it.
Okay, if you want to change, because it has inbuilt Webpack and inbuilt Babel and all, right?
Yeah,
So they give you a standard,
yeah.
standard configuration. If you want to change the configuration, then what you would use if you want to change the configuration? You have to create it from the scratch at that time, no?
Means you are asking for a package or JSON, changes in package or JSON.
Webpack. Have you used Webpack in your React project
Yeah,
or any project?
yeah.
Okay. What
And
are the basic functions of Webpack?
no idea.
You have no idea. Basic functions. Okay. Do you know anything about entry point and the output? Entry and output in Webpack. What's entry and output?
Hmm.
No? Okay. So, okay, what is spread operator in JavaScript?
Spread operator for the joining the multiple objects in multiple elements in a particular
Hmm.
element array.
Okay. ठीक है. Okay, have you used Redux along with React?
Yeah,
Okay. Is Redux asynchronous or synchronous?
asynchronous.
Okay. And what is Redux thunk?
Redux is used for sorry. Okay, it is synchronous for the calling the asynchronous operation in the Redux.
Hmm.
Redux Saga for the using the asynchronous operation.
Okay. Good. So, what is the process flow of Redux?
Sorry, process flow.
Process flow of Redux.
Process flow. There is a three main component in Redux: action, reducer, storage. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and first of all I will create a component. In that component we will call the actions. Okay, our
Hmm.
actions. From that action we will, if we are hitting any API request from the server, then we will write in the action functions, and from there we will dispatch these action data from whatever we have fetched from the server. We will dispatch to the reducer has the right to update the our the states, and that
Mm-hmm.
state will be again revert back to the our component.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you know about temporal dead zone? Anything about temporal dead zone?
No.
Do you know about hoisting? It is related to hoisting.
Hosting.
Hoisting.
Hosting in JavaScript.
Hoisting in JavaScript.
Okay, hosting is a mechanism in JavaScript in which we can define a variable, but declare we can use a variable first and then declare at the after that means
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So, does if I'm defining my variable after a console suppose, so what happens? Does the variable goes to the top of its scope?
Can you recall it?
Okay. If I have a console, right,
Yeah.
and then I'm defining a variable, huh?
Okay.
And initializing it. So, what happened internally? Does that particular line that I'm defining, would that rise itself, upload itself to the top of its scope? Top of its scope, as in if I'm
It
starting with
first
the
of all,
backend.
if we defined a variable and initializing and then defined, then the data will be pushed in the call stack. From that we will data JavaScript server will be get the data from that server call from the call stack.
Okay. What is event loop?
Event loop is a mechanism in which our node server is handling multiple requests while having the single thread. Event loop. Yeah, it will continue to continue to taking the request from the server from the client, and it will push that request to the thread pool, and as soon as yeah.
Okay. I'm sending you an output question. It's a JavaScript output question. Can you please tell me what would be the output of this? Right.
Okay.
Okay, just check the chat.
Sorry.
Check your chat. I have sent in the chat.
Okay, just a minute.
Oh, yes, I have missed. No, nothing. So, can you tell me the output of this? What would be the output?
Okay, just a minute. Function console log 1 set timeout, console log 2 set time, console log 3, console log 4. First of all, console log 1,
Hmm.
console log 2, console log 2 in 10 seconds, and set timeout, console log 3 0 second, console log 4. Then console log 4 then console log 3, then console log 2.
Oh, uh, the answer. Can you write it once? 1 4. What would be the answer? 1 4.
1 4 3 2.
Okay. Okay. So you have worked on Node also, right?
Yeah. Can I copy this message?
You can copy it. No problem.
Okay.
So you have worked on Node. Uh, how does Node work?
Node is a single-threaded JavaScript environment, not a library, not a framework, and in which there is lightweight and plus JavaScript. Okay, it is based on asynchronous operations. Event loop is there. Single-threaded, non-blocking input/output. These are the
Mm,
features of the node.
okay. These are the features of the Node. Okay. What else? What is event emitter in Node.js?
Emitter is the our is a emitter is a class in our node.js in which we will use to emit a particular events. Okay, means if we want to trigger a listener, we will call the function by using the emit. Okay, we will add listener, then we will give the name of the listener, and then we will pass our callback function, and in that we will use for the emit function.
Uh, event, okay. Okay. What is piping in Node.js?
Piping.
Yeah, piping.
Piping means asynchronous operation. No, I haven't used that. Asynchronous
Yeah.
operation. Yeah, your meaning.
We use piping in Node.js, right? Okay. Actually, it's basically a mechanism that we use in our Node.js.
So I have not used that.
You haven't used it?
No.
Okay. Uh, what is callback hell?
Callback hell is a drawback of the callback in which we are, if we are using multiple callbacks from, it will create a chain of the callback functions. Okay, in that case there will be too much difficult for developer as well to handle that code. Okay, that is called callback hell. For that we will try to use mostly for the promises for that.
Okay, okay. So do you know anything about test pyramid?
No.
Okay. Uh, what is set interval and difference between set interval and set immediate?
Set it in, if we have an event in our event queue. Okay, then first of all process dot next tick will be called, and after that set immediate will be called, and after that set interval will be called. Sorry, set timeout or set interval. Sorry, you have asked for set timeout or set interval.
Uh, set timeout. I have asked a set interval versus set immediate.
Set
Set immediate.
set immediate. Set interval is a, it will call indefinite way in indefinite times. Okay, it will continue to call, and set immediate will call after the next process or next
Okay,
tick.
okay, okay. So, I guess last question from me. What is the use of DNS module in Node.js?
DNS.
Module, yeah. Have you used DNS module?
No.
No. Okay, just one more. What do you understand by ESLint?
Yes.
ESLint. Have you used ESLint
Yes. No.
or linting? No.
No.